Hi everyone, it's Corinne. I just came back from seeing the Pokemon movie, and it's fresh in my head, and I wrote down some quick notes so I can remember stuff, and I wanted to do a quick vlog about what I thought about it, because I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and I figured I should talk about it. I'm gonna say some stuff just overall, and then most of it's probably gonna be spoilers, so if you don't want me to spoil a Pokemon movie, which, I mean, I don't know if you can really spoil a Pokemon movie, because they're kind of obvious, but, yeah, if you don't want to listen to spoilers, I'll put, like, a time code that you can avoid, and I'll say again, spoilers coming up. Overall, I thought the movie was good. Wasn't amazing. It was good. It was fun. You know, Pokemon movies are always fun. Most of the reasons you go to the Pokemon movies is because of nostalgic sense, maybe just learning a little bit more lore about the world, and also the animation, obviously, because the movies get more of a budget, so that means they can do more with the battles and whatnot, so yeah. But yes, it looked gorgeous, the battles that we got to see were awesome, and, you know, overall it was a cute, fun little story with Ash. Mostly it was just kind of messy with the plot and the pacing, but most of the Pokemon movies have this kind of problem. They realize they have, like, a good idea, and then once they get towards the end, they're like, oh god, we gotta rush, we only have this much time left, and that's kind of, like, what it felt like, so. But yeah, if you could go see it, which I don't think you can anymore, it's gonna be on TV soon, I know that. I know, Cartoon Network said they're going to play it at some point, so you can watch it then. Let's talk spoilers. So, I wrote down some notes here. I know Scott saw it, and he was kind of complaining about the music. I didn't see this in Japanese, and I didn't really have a problem with the music. I think overall it was fine, and it was the same. But again, I haven't seen the Japanese. Obviously, the only difference was they had the US Pokemon opening for the beginning. I'm sure one of the montage scenes were different, because they usually play, like, the opening songs for, like, montage scenes to just, like, amp it up, or, like, for a battle or something. And then I think the end credits, they had their own special song, which was kind of cute. Oh, but also they had this beautiful piano piece of the US opening at the end as well, so that was really pretty. Obviously, the nostalgia. There was a lot of, like, cool things that if you're a huge Pokemon fan, you could point out. Because this is technically a different timeline, the people that we recognize might not be the same people as the other timeline. In the beginning of the movie, we got to see the trainers from the first Pokemon movie, and they got to use Brute Root and Shell Shocker to battle each other. So that was kind of cool. I don't remember their names. I think I saw Agatha at one point, but again, I don't know if that was Agatha, if she's the same. It's kind of confusing, this new world. Me and my friend Freddie were trying to pick who was the other trainers that picked the Pokeballs, and I kind of did some research, and apparently, besides Gary getting Squirtle, which we all knew that, the other trainers were, that got Bulbasaur were Marina, which, she's the chick from the Golduck episode, when, Misty thought her Psyduck evolved into a Golduck. It's kind of a fun episode, but yeah, I mean, technically that Marina could be a different Marina, because maybe that Marina likes grass Pokemon. I don't know. Probably shouldn't be named Marina then. And then apparently the trainer that picks the Charmander is Tyranno from X and Y. Oh, it's also cool seeing the Butterfree scene. Obviously they changed it a little bit with the pacing and stuff like that, but it was still a good scene. Like, I didn't cry, but, like, it was a good emotional scene. There's, like, he's, like, hiding behind Ash because he's like, I don't want to leave you, Ash, and then Ash actually, like, tells him to go, but then he, like, grabs his little hands, and the Butterfree's just got these little hands, so it was just kind of funny, like, him just going, like, you should go, like, I don't know why that was weird. I just found that amusing. And then Charmander, obviously. He has a new trainer, which is actually the cross guy, the big meanie-looking guy that you've seen in the trailers. He owned it, and then it's like, he's weak, I don't want him. So it's kind of the same thing as, like, that Australian guy or whoever had him in the show. But only Charmander actually likes Ash throughout his stages. There's no, like, angst or, like, oh, you don't deserve me because you don't have enough badges. He's nice throughout, which was kind of refreshing. This was actually a surprise, but I actually liked the two other trainers. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were definitely, like, bystanders, and, like, Soriel was basically just exposition throughout the whole entire movie. But, like, they got, like, a little bit of spotlight throughout the movie, and, like, it was enough that it's just like, oh, okay, I'm kind of interested in their backstories, and they're not that bad. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't too upset that Misty and Brock weren't in this, but, they technically were in the movie at the end. Credits. It's kind of like, I don't know if this is a great example, but, like, I love Guardians of the Galaxy because it kind of just got to certain points that, like, didn't need long explanations. Like, especially just explaining each character. Because that's always a problem with movies. When you have so many characters, you have to make sure everybody's invested in all of them. And sure, some characters got more, backstory than others. But, like, one of my favorite scenes is, like, Rocket at the bar. And, like, basically he just kind of tells, like, what his issues are with the world, like, just in a quick, like, sentence or two. Just, like, he's like, I've always been a monster, you know, I've been put back together, and, you know, I don't even know what I am, and just, like, I don't know where I belong, and it's, like, that was enough for me to get the character, and that's kind of how I felt with, like, these two. Especially, like, Soriel's backstory, where, like, he felt like he couldn't, like, be with another Pokemon after his old Luxray basically died for him, protecting him from the snow. Like, that was, like, freaking heavy, man. And Verity, these names are weird. Like, I didn't even know what their names were until Ash said them, like, mid-movie. That's never a good sign. But she basically had a mother that, like, you know, you don't do enough and you can always do better. And it's like, who can relate to that situation? Especially since apparently in this timeline, her mom is Cynthia. So, like, yeah, she's got some shoes to fill. So I can understand why she would feel like, yeah, I'm shit and I'm nothing compared to my mother. So, yeah, I thought they were pretty interesting, and it would have been cool to see them again in, like, another thing. But I know that's not gonna happen. Most Pokemon movies have trouble connecting from point A to point B, and, I mean, they had a problem with that in this, but they also kind of subtly made a good connection to how Ash is gonna get to the end. Especially, like, with the rainbow motif, like, there was rainbows, like, everywhere, like, even, like, whether it was in the background or just because of an item, like, the gym that he battles is Erica because of the rainbow badge. Hint, hint. Also going over the legend of Ho-Oh and just meeting the legendaries, and the fact that you're meeting the legendaries means you're getting closer to Ho-Oh, and that means you're gonna get closer to finding it, and, like, just, yeah. I mean, it was kind of explained well enough that, like, kids could get it, you know? Ash gets, like, this nightmare where he's kind of, like, in our world. So it's, like, a literal comparison to, like, the fun and happy world of Pokemon, and then to the reality and dread of our world, where it's, like, would we even have the opportunity to even go traveling somewhere or see the world? Because we have to worry about school and work and bills and stuff. And I was just like, wow, yeah. So that was kind of interesting. Okay, let's get to the bad stuff. So it's kind of hard to judge a Pokemon movie because it's like they know what they are, and I'm pretty sure they know that they're kind of messy, and they know, like, regardless, fans and kids are going to enjoy them. The pacing and the stories are always a mess, though. Especially lately, as we keep going through the movies and keep getting legendaries, because legendaries are always, like, the prominent of these movies. It's like their showcase episode, and we get to learn more about them, but, lately, as, like, the games keep, getting developed faster and stuff like that, they almost announce these legendaries and then don't get enough time to actually develop them, and then by the time the movie comes, it's like, what did we have for this Pokemon? And that's the case with Marshadow, because it's kind of like they just threw him there, and then it's like, oh, he's got a connection with Oho. Apparently, he, helps those that find the Rainbow Wing, and then if there's an issue, he fixes it. I mean, Marshadow's cool, but I don't see how it connects with Oho at all. And even then, he's kind of shit at his job. Like, he does help Ash out, at one point when he's kind of like, he loses once, and then he's just like, God damn it, like, what if I chose this, or what if I did that, you know? If I had better Pokemon, this wouldn't have happened. And that kind of, like, steers Ash the wrong way, and then Marsha just kind of makes him realize that, no, you're being stupid, accept your loss, move on, get stronger. And that's fine. Then, like, when the bad kid is like, I'm gonna put the wing in, and because if somebody with an impure heart puts the wing into the rock, it causes chaos, and Marshadow probably should have stopped that from happening, because, I mean, obviously he knew something was going on when they were battling each other, but by then it was too late, and when he was grabbing the feather, he got corrupted by the chaos, which is fine. I thought he would be able to cleanse it, but then I guess there wouldn't be an issue, so he got corrupted as well. I'm fine with that. It doesn't really explain what he is. Like, what does this fucking Pokedex say? Yeah, so all we know about Marshadow is that it's the Gloom Dweller Pokemon who is not known to show itself to people, and thus a few only know its existence. That's about it. It's based off, like, the Night Marchers and, like, Hawaiian myths and stuff like that, and it's also, like, a Shadow Boxer. None of those really come into play with this. I mean, that would have been cool with, like, the Night Marchers thing if, like, Marshadow, like, helped him come back from the dead or something like that. That's not what happens, but, we'll get to that. But yeah, it's just, they just have these Pokemon and then they just don't know what to do with them, and it's just like, why even bother? Yeah, the third act was just kind of a mess overall, which also leads to my next bad thing, where, surprise, Ash dies again. Though, technically, this is another timeline, so this is the first time he died. But still, he dies again. And the way he dies is very weird. Like, basically, he, like, sacrifices himself so Pikachu can be safe, and just, like, hyper beams and a bunch of beams and attacks get shot by some possessed Pokemon, and then he's, like, a ghost, and then he kind of slowly vaporizes into nothing as Pikachu's like, no, Ash, like, don't. And that was, I liked when Pikachu was, like devastated, like, it was animated and it was well done. But yeah, so then he's, like, I guess a ghost, but then he's, like, in another dimension, and, like, Pikachu hears his voice, and then he goes, like, running, trying to find Pikachu, and then he slowly phases back into reality, 'cause I don't know. Maybe because Pikachu was crying and Pokemon tears can bring back the dead, but it didn't work the same way as the first movie. Freddy and me were joking around thinking that, like, maybe Ash fell into an ultra wormhole and then he was trying to get his way back out. Because as he's phasing back into reality, Pikachu actually jumps into the phasing, and then they both come back out. It was so weird. I don't know what happened. And everybody else was confused too. I mean, like, I'm not saying, like, the first movie made sense when Ash was turned to stone, but, like, it made a little more sense because psychic power is just kind of weird, and it's like, I get 2 psychic blasts, he's stone, and then he gets revived. But this is just, he vaporized and then he came back. Okay. And it's not like the wing made him come back, because the wing was destroyed by the chaos from the kid after a while, and then it just reappears in Ash's hand, and it's just, maybe Oho did that? I guess, because, I mean, he has revived things before, but, I mean, he wasn't there, because he comes later, because you're supposed... Whatever. It's very weird. But the weirdest, by far, and this is the best. This is the fucking best. Pikachu talks? Like, just a sentence. But, Ash is asking him, like, get in your Pokeball. Why won't you get in your Pokeball? And it's like, it probably sounded better in the Japanese, but they got some female actress to just go like, because I always want to be with you, Ash! And it was like, what? And the whole theater was like, what? What is happening? It was so... I love those moments. I love when, like, the whole theater just bonds and where we were just all in, like, agreement, just like, this is weird. I get it. It was supposed to be like, oh my gosh, like, they connected, and, like, maybe Ash was hallucinating that, you know, because he was so injured and stuff like that. Or maybe their hearts just became one, and they just had that moment of, like, communication, and, like, I get it. I get what the purpose of that was. But it didn't translate well. It was weird. It was a little weird. It sounds like I'm upset, but I'm not. I had a great time. I laughed. Maybe I laughed at things I probably shouldn't have been laughing at. And I don't think it was anybody's fault. I thought the English translation and the dub was fine. Everybody does a good job, acting-wise. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. Like, I would see it again. You know, like, as opposed to other Pokemon movies, I would definitely watch this again over, like, fucking, the Arceus one. Or, I don't know. There's a lot of bad ones. But yeah, I liked it. Again, it's gonna be on Cartoon Network, so maybe give it a shot, give it a try. It was fun. It's a good stuff. It's for an anniversary movie. It's fine. It's cool too, because it's just like, as we're getting to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, we're talking about different dimensions and different timelines, and now it's like, the show's doing that, and it's like, it's just kind of interesting. I also got the cool Pokemon card that they gave you, which is basically a Pikachu card, and also there's a QR code. Well, here's the card. Yeah, it's cute. I wish it was holographic though, but and then they basically give you like a QR code on the back of this thing that you can get a Pikachu for your Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon thing. Yeah, that was it. So, if you saw the movie, let me know. Let me know what you think, if you agree with my opinions or not. If you're looking forward to seeing the movie. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this, and look forward to the next vlog or the next cover soon. Bye-bye.